Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football fans of all ages, Network 216 proudly presents Brian, the red shirt fresh fan Phyllis, and Jason, the perpetual Philadelphia Eagles hater. From the dog pound to the jungle, from America's team to the pride of Detroit, breaking news, bold predictions, hot takes, heated debates, and everything happening around the NFL. So buckle up, settle in, and join the rivalry, because this is the Rust Belt Rivalry Podcast.
Welcome on in, ladies and gentlemen. What do we think of the new intro? Sorry, I'm not technologically savvy enough to make it go the full screen.
It'll be a little less awkward, hopefully, next time, or we're not just sitting back here. But
well, the fans all got a little sneak peek as to what we look like when we're waiting on the intro.
That's true. Behind the scenes, this is what we strive for, transparency here at the Rust Belt Rivalry Podcast.
And most of the time, you can see me. I'm just like, let's get pumped.
Always excited. You are always excited. I feel like we need your normal intro though. Like, give us your ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Can we get that at least? It doesn't feel like a show without that.
Do you want it right now?
I do. Yeah. Like, let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, football fans of all ages, Network 216 proudly presents Jason, who has no nickname, Sir Purr, who's in the background, and Brian, the red shirt freshman Phillips. All right, do you feel better now?
I'm ready to go now. Like, it is officially showtime.
All right. Well, we'll test out the intro. Maybe I'll do the intro myself. I don't know. I can always record it. So Jason, how are you doing, buddy? Before we start mopping up my tears and put me on the therapy couch, how are you doing today?
I have a cup to catch your tears, by the way. I'm going to drink some of your tears today. But, I'm doing well. We are one day closer, my friend, to kickoff of games that matter. I am in Madison, Wisconsin today. Beautiful city, one of America's fairest cities here in the Dairyland. And, it's great. It's a great day. It's a great day to be alive. How about yourself, Brian? Give me, separate the news from how you're doing. How are you doing, Brian?
Oh, no. For me personally, life is great, man. I can't complain. I've got no complaints. We just dropped off my oldest at the Ohio State on Saturday. He's been living it up down in the dorms already.
Nice.
Living the college life. The other two are back to school. Wife's doing great. I got no complaints, man. Everything is great personally. Then when I start thinking about football, if I think about the Buckeyes, I'm excited. But if I think about the Browns, I just want to smash my head into the wall. But I also am a person who has been saying, we're waiting for 2027. And I was on record last week, and you were like, dude, it's only August 17th or whatever. I'm like, I don't care. We don't have a quarterback. It doesn't matter. And a week later, everybody's losing their minds.
Including you. I mean, you
hell yeah.
And you're about to lose it again, I'm sure. I'm ready to poke the bear all show today to get the best/worst out of you, because you need to expunge this feeling. And I don't know. Is that the right place to start today? Do you want to start with the 800-pound gorilla elephant in the room, or do you want to start with Cowboys defensive play calling? Where do you want to start?
You can talk about the Cowboys defense for a little bit. Our guest coming in the middle of the show is going to be talking Browns. So if you want to get any Bengals, Lions, Cowboys in, there's not a whole lot going on, right? So, but just the bombshells that the Browns drop.
I think it would only be right if we were to talk Browns football and spend an adequate amount of time on Browns football today, because most of our fan base is from the Browns or is from Cleveland area. And I think we should talk about Browns quarterback decisions. So I'm actually we're gonna call the LeBron clear out play, and I'm just gonna pass the floor to you for a little bit. I want you to talk about this. Let's let it out, buddy. Let it out.
I really should have sat on the damn couch for this. So this feels a lot like a therapy session. So one thing, I've made a couple TikToks this week, and I had people jump in the comments. There's some people that want to cling to the 32 allegations or whatever, and Just for clarity, like I think I speak for everybody on this show that like none of us condone that. We all think that that's disgusting behavior, whether it was 1 or 20 or 25. Like it really doesn't matter how many were actual. Like it's not appropriate. None of us condone that. We're separating that though. We have to talk football. This is a football podcast. So that being said, Deshaun Watson sucks. I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
How do you really feel? How do you really feel?
I mean, I pulled up some numbers just to back up my theories here. But I mean, listen, the guy is tone deaf. He doesn't know how to read the room. He has absolutely destroyed this franchise and set us back for, I don't know, 5-10 years, however you want to look at it, right? I mean, we traded a guy who was throwing for 270 yards per game. He had a 68% completion rate, had about 8 yards per attempt, 1.5 touchdowns per game, and a passer rating of about 103.5. That's who we cared for. No.
No. Oh, sorry.
At the Texans.
Okay.
Do you want the stats that we're getting? 19 total games in 4 years. Not great. 177 yards per game, which is 120 shy of what he was doing in Houston. 7% less completion percentage. 6 yards per attempt rather than the 8.3. 1 touchdown per game rather than 1.5 in the air. And then an 80 passer rating rather than a 103. He sucks. So, Deshaun, you're tone deaf. You don't understand what you're saying, right? Like, let me help you out here. No matter what you say to the fan base, no matter what comes out of your mouth, it doesn't matter. Like, stop. You were in your feelings on Saturday, right? You got booed again because you suck, not because of the allegations or whatever. This is not personal. It's not because you got injured on the field and I don't know, 5,000 fans who are probably drinking since 6 a.m. p.m. You tore your Achilles. Like, it has nothing to do with them, but I understand you're scarred. Like, I go to therapy. People go to therapy. I understand feelings. You're allowed to have your feelings. But you are a professional quarterback making $230 million guaranteed at the Cleveland Browns. We traded 3 first-round picks for you. We gave up our entire franchise, and you have sucked or been injured the entire time. So enough. Like, we are the ones that, we don't make millions. We make $50,000 a year, $60,000 a year, whatever. And we pay $200 a ticket to go see you play like crap. So please take your feelings, share them with your family, share them with your friends, share them with whoever you want. Don't say that shit in the media and then, blame the fans. Like, we understand you don't want to be here. We don't want you here either. Trust me. If the Browns could get out of your contract, I guarantee you they would. It doesn't make any sense financially. Unfortunately, all those people that are saying, oh, just cut him, get it over with, like, that would pretty much screw us for 2027 as far as cap space. So they're not going to do that. It doesn't really make sense. He's going to be a post-June 1 cut, probably going to be announced in March or whatever, and finally the nightmare will be over. You stink, but unfortunately, the person who we've all been rooting for in Shedeur Sanders, he got drafted late. He got drafted a lot later than I expected. He couldn't beat out Dylan Gabriel, which I think was kind of funny business last year. And now this year he can't beat out Deshaun Watson. So I'm sorry. It seems that Shedeur is not very good either. Like, if Shedeur can't beat a quarterback who has not played well for 6 years, maybe all the Colorado aunties and the Colorado Buffaloes fans, like, maybe you guys just aren't that on point.
But his jersey's retired there. His number's retired in Colorado. So,
I mean, people get participation trophies all the time. That doesn't mean they actually did anything. I mean, how many national championships did Colorado win?
In his time, 0. They didn't win a lot of games either. I mean, there's a lot of huck and chuck to Travis Hunter. So,
right, which is exactly what everybody did on NCAA 25.
Hell yeah.
Not too hard, right? Like, and your dad was the coach. Again, like I said, I'm not trying to bash on Shedeur. I personally wish Shedeur would have won the job. Now, did he play better in one game than Deshaun did? Absolutely. Deshaun playing that terribly in front of against the threes of Buffalo.
Yeah.
Extremely embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. So again, it's not a personal thing, Deshaun. Like, you ruined our franchise. You don't play well. You just suck, dude. Like, I'm sorry. You just take your ball, go home. Like, you're just not good. Why did they name him the starting quarterback? Is it sophisticated tanking? Is it?
I love that terminology, sophisticated tanking.
I mean, I don't have much of an explanation, right? Like, we've all seen the dude, like, whether it's the shoulder problem or whatever, some of the balls just go straight into the dirt. And then the fans boo. Like, dude, you're a professional quarterback. Again, 230 million reasons to be good at your job. And you're not. Like, it's okay. Just, if I'm bad at my job, I get fired, right? Like, just move on.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to cheer for you if you're bad. Sanders will be bad for us, but superstar for anybody else. Justin, I disagree with that. Monken's a new coach, and again, he just lost all his credibility, unfortunately, by naming Deshaun the starter, and all these national pundits are like, Browns fans, you should revolt. Oh, and the one thing that is pissing me off as a Browns fan.
What is that? What is that, Brian?
Well,
what's the one thing?
Item number 7,000. All these people that are getting on Twitter, whatever, TikTok, and blaming Browns fans for how the quarterback has unfolded. Like, are you kidding me? Do you think that anybody in the fans has any control over anything that goes on in that franchise? I don't even think the head coach, or to some extent the GM, even have much say. Like, a lot of strings are being pulled by Jimmy Haslam and his son, who has no football experience, less than probably the guys on this TV screen who are just two idiots that talk about football. And his son-in-law, is going to get handed the reins, and it seems that he knows even less. So the fans don't have anything to do with the decision of who's getting quarterback. Like, we can bitch and moan and complain. They don't care. They care about one thing: making money. That's it. That's all the Haslams care about. So stop. Like, I've seen this not from one, not two, not three, like LeBron's whole spiel. Like, there are several people online saying that it's the Browns fans' fault. Are you kidding me? Like, good grief. All right, go ahead. You tell me what I'm crazy about. What are you seeing from the outside?
First of all, like, I think we need to start, like, I don't think he's ruined the franchise. Can we like back up? There wasn't a lot there to begin with. Like, there wasn't. I mean, the Baker years were such a bright spot, man. And I am a Baker Mayfield guy. I'm gonna have such a I have such a hard time with how they treated Baker and how that all went down. Because you had the answer, you had the right guy. He was hurt, very clearly hurt, and he was treated extremely unfairly by the organization. So, like, the organization was already on this path. And then prior to the Baker years, since they came back, it's been like just a clown show, like an absolute clown show. I mean, the other time they were in the playoffs, it's Kelly Holcomb. He wasn't even supposed to be the starting quarterback, and he led that team to and then Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson was a statue back there. I mean, like, they've had one or two teams since 2000. Like, it has been just like one after another. And so, like, I don't think he's ruined the organization. I think he's ruined this group of players within the organization. He's wasted, whatever in the Nick Chubb, Garrett's, the Wards, as Fatty said, and all of the the players that are here at the moment. Like, he's wasted this window for the Browns. Now, I think they can get back on track pretty damn quickly. I don't understand. I think they had a great draft. And we said this, about Andrew Berry. Like, you got to get the right person in place to make that Garrett trade. And I don't know if he's the right person. I don't know who made this call. If I'm guessing, the Haslams made this call. This is an Andrew Berry and Todd Monken, like, hey, buddies, like, I make this decision, you have to go sell it. You have to sell the business side of this, Andrew, and Monken, you have to sell the football side of this. Because to me, like, this is a $230 million mistake that the Haslams made, that they come out in the media and said it was a mistake last year, but yet they haven't punted on it. And like, I just, it's, if what happened, if Watson was a Cowboy, how would I feel about this?
Yeah.
If Watson was named the starting quarterback for the Cowboys, I would feel the exact same way, but I wouldn't feel like he's ruined the future of the organization because, as you said, Brian, he is going to be cut next year. I think the sunk cost is now just get rid of him now. And you said that it doesn't make business sense. That's fine. But I mean, I wouldn't think it ruined the whole future. I mean, I watched the Cowboys start Chad Hutchinson. You don't even know probably who Chad Hutchinson is. He was a pitcher in like the Pirates organization who was a backup quarterback at Stanford. And like that didn't ruin the future of the Cowboys. So I think we're all in this very hyperbolic moment. Like, this sucks. It is the wrong call. Absolutely. It's the wrong player. Watson's an idiot. I mean, he can come out with a minute amount of humility is all anyone's asking out of the man. He cannot find it within himself. He is a terrible leader for the locker room. Like, that's another thing that no one talks about. It's like, why do I want this guy infecting my new crop of 8 or 9 rookies? Like, why do I want this guy here? You don't want this. I do not have a home. No, I am homeless on this podcast. That's a great call out. No, I'm homeless. I bounce around from city to city, and I'm a vagabond.
Oh my God. Okay, just as a reminder.
Yes.
Okay. In case. Okay, I agree. He didn't completely drown the franchise, right? But like, number one, we were moving in the right direction. Whether you want to believe it or not, I mean, I think the worst we did with Baker was 6 wins, which is better than we've, aside from the Joe Flacco year, better than we've done since. And before that, you already mentioned all that. Now, also, we gave up 3 first-round picks.
Yeah.
A 4th-round pick, a 3rd-round pick, and another 4th. So, like, that's a heck of a lot of capital. Plus, we also, I mean, again, another cost to this problem that we created was we wasted Nick Chubb, a couple of years of Nick Chubb. We wasted Myles Garrett and then had to trade him because we couldn't meet his timeline, right? Like, that's a lot of bad, right? When you're trading the best non-quarterback in the league because your team somehow magically fell out of place with being good, I would say that's pretty bad.
I get it. I get it. But I think it's like the fact that it's a time period. Like, we got to remember, like, this can be corrected quickly with the right moves. And now is when that starts. And like you said last week, like, they weren't winning at all. So is this strategic tanking? In my opinion, like, the problem with a lot of this stuff is like Monken and Barry are not guaranteed to be employed next year. And it's unlikely they will be employed at this rate. And so it's like they're making decisions to save their asses and save their jobs. And this to them, they don't care about like, the development of Shedeur Sanders or Taylor Green. Like, they don't care about that. They're making a very myopic decision of like, this looks best. This is the best chance for me to be on the sideline again next year.
Oh yeah. Well, and I would imagine, I don't think it was, based on the beat reporters that are really close to the team, they say that this was a Monken decision, not a front office or a Haslam decision. As you mentioned, Haslam said last year that it was, I don't know, I'm not paraphrasing here, but he said it was a mistake. Yeah. But I mean, either way, the guy's on the roster, right? Like, he's not, in my opinion, he's on the roster until March 12th or whatever day they can announce that he's going to be post June 1 cuts.
This might be a completely moot point though, because like, he's played 19 games in 4 seasons.
Oh, he's not making it through the season.
Is he making it through 4 games? Like, a lot of people I've heard of, like the whole, like the road, start him on the road. So he's, the first 2 games on the road, first 3 or 5 on the road. It's like, I don't know if any of that is any merit, but like, we can all agree this is the wrong decision. I don't think it has tanked the franchise as much as maybe everyone wants to believe it is. I think that they are headed back in the right direction. I think there is hope. I really do. And this season's going to be painful, probably. Like, and you have come to grips with it, I can tell. But this season's going to be painful. And they could have made it a little bit less shitty, and they chose not to.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing that Browns fans, I think, have to hold their hat on this year is like, okay, we get to watch the young players get better. And we just hopefully can just dream that in 2027, we go up to the podium, April 28th or whatever day it is. And we go up there, and whether it's pick 1, 3, 5, 7, trade it up for whatever, they pick quarterback A, B, C, or D, and he ends up being Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or Patrick Mahomes or whatever, and not the slop that we've drafted for the last 25, 30 years, aside from Tim Couch, who kind of just got the snot beat out of him. And I thought Baker was good, but clearly they didn't think he was good enough, and 4 other franchises have agreed so far. So who knows? I think that's the only hope you got, right? Watch these receivers, enjoy them, and think about, man, if only we had a quarterback that could actually get them the ball every time and not throw a duck into the ground every other pass or every fourth pass. Here we go. Wednesday. Hey, Deshaun, you care if you get booed? I don't care. Saturday. You fans suck for booing me. The man is fragile and mentally broken. Just saying. Yeah, no, that's a fair point. That is 100% accurate.
I also think he's an egomaniac, and he probably doesn't believe that he deserves to be booed. Like, think about it.
Oh, for sure.
He's been pampered his whole life as a quarterback. Like, you walk on water. Like, oh, now I'm getting booed. I was the 4th overall pick. I make $230 million. He has no sense of reality, and you can tell that. And especially looking at the way like this thing he's involved in, like this legal thing, like you can tell he has no sense of reality at all.
Yeah, which is probably one of the most frustrating things for the Browns fans. And most Browns fans, let's face it, have a semblance of PTSD from just being beaten down, being jokes in the national media for the last 25, 30 years. Like, there are kids are like, I don't want to be a Browns fan, Dad. Like, I want to be a fan of this team. And, that hurts people and makes them frustrated and what have you. So it's just, oh, geez. Yeah. The other thing about Deshaun Watson, like, I don't know if the people pick up on this or not. I would assume they do. But the man only cares about the same thing that Jimmy Haslam cares about. Like, I think he cares about himself and his money, right? Like, the man claims to be like a team player, but even in the post-game interviews, like, he's never wearing a Browns hat. He's always wearing some other hat. It's like, here's the team that pays you all this money, and you're wearing a hat to either get sponsored by somebody else or just because you don't like the Browns that much that you're wearing a different hat. Most other players are wearing Browns gear, right? He is not, if you notice.
You know what? I hope he starts wearing the hat of the other team in the press conferences. That would be pretty sweet. That would really poke you. That would be so much fun to talk about on Wednesday. Like, why was Watson wearing a Chiefs hat in the post-game interview? Like, that would be unprecedented.
Because the Chiefs guaranteed him more money than we did for wearing a hat.
So I know this is such a big topic, and we have a guest coming on here in a couple minutes to continue the discussion. But before we get to that, I wanted to give you a couple of like would you rathers, and this is going to be like, you are the Browns fan base, and I want you to make this decision. I'm going to give you a couple now, and then when we invite our guest on, I'm going to give you both a couple of them so you guys can read or make your selections. Does that sound good to you, the red shirt?
Yeah.
Version? All right.
Sure.
All right.
Bring it on.
I have 9 of them here. Some of them, and these are all ranging from like actually somewhat possible I mean, nothing like too crazy. So I'm not like doing anything outlandish here. So here's what we have. Would you rather have Shador Sanders as your starting quarterback, or trade a third or a fourth round pick, which apparently is the going rate at the moment, rumored, for Joe Milton plus an extension? Not a long extension, but an extension.
Give me Joe Milton.
So you're sending the picks and you're extending Joe Milton.
Sure. Whatever the higher percentage of lottery ticket I can get, I've seen both better play from Joe Milton in the preseason than I've seen from Shador in the preseason. I've seen better play from Milton in regular season games than Shador. And Fatty says neither, but that's fine. I would take Joe Milton. I don't care what the compensation is. Like, we need a damn quarterback on this team. I don't care.
So this game might not go well because you're just going to select all of just whatever I'm giving you.
No, I have some hate on in my heart for some quarterbacks. So let's just keep going.
All right, let's see if we can find that hate. All right, Sam Howell. So this is rumored that Dallas is going to shop either Joe Milton or Sam Howell.
Pass.
So Sam Howell he started like 19 games in the league, and you would only have to trade that third or fourth rounder, and you wouldn't have to extend him. So you're giving up a third or fourth round to be better today.
Pass.
All right. Here's maybe one that is a little bit more of a lightning rod for all of us. J.J. McCarthy for the same third or fourth round. You do not have to extend him because he's on his rookie deal, and you get his fifth-year option.
God, I do not like J.J. McCarthy, just for clarity.
Who does?
My goodness.
I can assure you he can hand the hell off of the ball, though. I mean, he can hand the hell out of it.
Can we make it a fifth round pick?
If that's what it's going to take.
I don't think. I mean, the fifth round through seventh round picks are not valuable. There you go. Everybody's saying hell no.
Hey,
so this is basically what I take the ceiling of J.J. McCarthy over the ceiling of Shador.
Yeah, you're getting rid of Shador. So Shador in these deals is going elsewhere. He's a part of the deal.
Nah, I'd keep Shador. I want to say J.J. I can't. It's just he's had like moments.
So juicy as a Buckeye fan to watch him walk on the field for Cleveland and just get booed mercilessly.
Oh,
like if Deshaun Watson thought he got booed, just wait till McCarthy walks on the field like that.
Good grief!
He's so bad. No. All right, here's one that you have hate in your heart for. I do believe that you have hate in your heart for Kyler Murray.
No. Pass.
Second round pick plus an extension.
Nope. Pass.
Really? I mean, okay.
I like Kyler Murray. Don't get me wrong. I think he's going to surprise some people in Minnesota under Kevin O'Connell.
Okay.
I've had enough of short quarterbacks. I've had enough of all short wide receivers. Like, it doesn't work. How many playoff games has Kyler Murray won? I'm pretty sure I know the answer.
Probably 0.
Yeah, no, pass.
But he's had some games. You know, he's had more games than. I mean, that's
because he's a first round pick, like first round
overall pick.
Yeah, I mean, if Shador was picked with the second overall pick, you kidding me? You think we'd be having a conversation right now? Well, no, Shador would be the starting quarterback. He would have been the starting quarterback last year. He would have been the starting quarterback this year. So people that spend a lot of money, right, or a lot high pick are going to give them every chance they can to see that they're right or wrong. No, I don't want Kyler Murray. Sorry, pass.
So here's one. Sooner. So staying in the same avenue here. Here's one that might, and this will be the one we get out on when we get over to our guest. But
okay.
So think on this one, and I want to ask the guest this as soon as he comes on as well.
Yeah.
Baker Mayfield for your second first round pick. But you have to extend him. So you have at least you're extending a 31-year-old quarterback and giving up your second of 2 first-round picks next year in the gold draft. But Baker's a proven commodity at this point.
Here's what I'm going to say. Number one, would love to have Baker back in the brown and orange. He's not coming back no matter what. But I will also say Baker's going to play his butt off this year. Mm-hmm. He's going to make a statement for why he should get paid. He still stinks in the fourth quarter. He still stinks in crunch time. He still stinks when the game is on the line. Unfortunately, even though all the other numbers are good. And no, I'm not giving up a first-round pick for a guy who's about to be a free agent. Sorry. No, pass. He's too emotional, I think, to compromise. And no, he's not. He's going to be a free agent. So why would I give up a first-round draft pick when I could just do my absolute best to sell him on why the Browns in 2027 are not the Browns from 2021, 2022? I don't know. Whatever.
So you're instead of being first in line by just trading for him, you'd rather be 32nd in line of teams that he would ever talk to.
Yeah. I mean, if we're talking...
I get it. Like, this is... And yes, Fatty, this is not realistic. I get it. It is a game we're playing. It's not realistic. It's not really good. This is Monopoly. I get it. But this is, I was just wondering what you would do there. Because to me, Baker was the answer. That he was on the roster, and they really screwed that up. But I'm interested now. I want you to introduce our guest, and then I want to ask him the same question of what he would do with that situation. So why don't you go ahead and introduce him, Brian?
And now, joining the Rust Belt Rivalry for the first time, he is an NFL draft analyst. He is the host of the Commish Couch and VTL Pod. He is a Cleveland sports fan, also Ohio State fan. He is a fantasy football genius by his own accord. Also, he's a photographer and a hiker. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring on Ryan Mosser.
Welcome, Ryan.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I appreciate reading out my Twitter bio there. That's pretty funny. Really
that
funny.
Is quite the resume, my man.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. How you guys doing today? Glad to be here.
Good. How are you, man? How are you feeling? I know we started the show with Brian having a very long therapy session. I just need to ask, how are you doing?
How am I doing in terms of what? This Brown season?
Just football, football, Ryan.
I'm excited for football to start. I'm more excited for Ohio State to start, honestly. It's going to be a fun season, a lot of high expectations. But in terms of Browns, I'm going to watch them. We'll see what happens. But other than that, I don't know. Looks better to be a Lions fan right now than a Browns fan. So.
Yes, we could have arguments about where the Lions are going to end up this year, as we did last week. But I think we're here and we're happy to have you because it's the Browns have kind of owned the offseason headlines, sure. Like not in a good way, I would say. And so they obviously made headlines this week with the Deshaun Watson news, and so it would be foolish of us to bring you on and not just ask you. Your initial thought of that and they're kind of where you sit today with that decision.
Yeah. I mean, when I look at this Browns team heading into the season, I see a roster with pieces that I genuinely like, but no absolute path to winning football right now, I think. And all of that starts with the quarterback, which I've been talking about on my podcast for a while now. I don't think we have one. I don't think we have one on the team. Not a starter, not necessarily a developmental guy. Not even necessarily a surprise breakout candidate. I just think both of these guys aren't that very good, and this team is looking towards the 2027 draft to find their future quarterback. Deshaun Watson being named the starter doesn't change a single thing for me. Dude sucks, and I wish that he was not a part of my team. Like he's a garbage human being, a garbage football player, and I could care less. Actually what's funny is for the longest time I was at the stretch where, I could separate the things off the field and the things on the field. I just want a winning football team, but honestly, he pissed me off last week, man. He really pissed me off to where I will always forever boo this guy. I don't care. I don't care if he throws a touchdown. I will cheer for Denzel Boston and flip this dude off. I don't care. I'm sorry. He is How you doing, Brian? Good to see you again, buddy. I don't know. He's never been good in this uniform. And every time when someone thinks that he'll turn the corner, he reminds us, this franchise that, this $230 million guaranteed contract has pretty much just kept us stuck in neutral. I don't necessarily blame him for. I don't know. I listened to a little bit of your conversation before. I don't know if I blame him single-handedly necessarily for ruining, the Browns right now as it stands. But I mean, Nick Chubb, his career is over. I mean, also a huge, thanks to D-bag Minka Fitzpatrick and his dirty tackle. Denzel Ward. I mean, yeah, he's had his concussion issues, but we don't get to see where these guys, is Joe Bitonio. He could have been a possible, Hall of Famer, but the lack of playoff pushes, the lack of just competent football is going to hinder a lot of these guys' contracts. I mean, Myles Garrett just had the single season sack record, broke the record, and that was the only thing that us fans had anything to cheer about last year. This team. I'm excited for this team. I mean, we have a lot of young guys. Harold Fannin Jr., Quinshon Judkins, both receivers, even Spencer Fano, who I wanted Caleb Downs. I talked to you about last time I was on your show, Brian. I wanted Caleb Downs. I am very happy with, what, Fano has shown so far. We'll slow it down a little bit because it's preseason, but, happy in general. But all these young pieces together, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be successful this year. I think that there are some incredibly nice pieces. Carson Schwarzenegger, once he gets back on this field from his injury, I think could be part of this defense for a very long time and just and solidify, that linebacker room where, we necessarily haven't really pushed for a guy in that room. I mean, we got lucky with JOK and, prayers up for him, but we haven't made it a priority. And now we have the defensive, rookie of the year. So I don't know. Long story short, I guess I'm really excited about this team. I expect a top 5 pick and us to move on to the future with our quarterback. So.
Let me ask you this really quick. And there's two questions I'm going to have. And it's funny because before the show I said, Brian, I don't know what that's, there's not a lot of Brown stuff that I know. So you're going to have to dictate this interview. And here I am. Here I go. So
just hogging.
I know, right? So my first question is does not in your estimation, does having a quarterback that is so poor in distributing the football, calling offense, reading defense anymore, it seems like, is that going to hamper the development of a lot of these new guys? Do you think that they're making the wrong decision there? Obviously, I don't know if there is a right decision on the roster for development purposes, but do you think that's going to hurt the development of others around him because he's so poor?
I mean, it's possible, but I mean, maybe. I don't know. I hope that with Todd Monken in there. Todd Monken has been at every single level of football. He's coached everywhere. He's coached receivers. He was an he was a college quarterback, D3. I mean, he's coached every single level. He's a head coach in college football. He's had national championships. He knows how to coach. So we have to lean on these coaches. I feel like he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place right now. Between obviously Deshaun is a former Pro Bowl quarterback, a former top 5 quarterback who obviously has just fallen down, Mount Kilimanjaro at this point. And I don't know. And Shedeur Sanders, who is beloved and incredibly famous, but hasn't really shown anything on the field that's worth noting. I mean, he couldn't, to put it frankly, he couldn't beat out Deshaun Watson right now. I mean, respectfully. I mean, is that because he's not ready? I'm not sure. Is that because he'll ever be ready? I'm not sure. The fact of the matter is, I would love for Shedeur to be the future of this quarterback. Future quarterback of this team. Excuse me. I would love for him to sit out the first 2 games. That's the plan. Allegedly, Deshaun's going to take the first 2 games away, and then our first home game. I mean, if it's not Shedeur starting, Deshaun is going to get booed out of that building. I don't care if we win; he's going to get booed out of that building. Yeah. Fans hate him, and he is completely alienated himself. It's insane. The lack of obviously accountability, but lack of awareness. Dude thinks he's a I don't know. You can't paint a turd gold and call it a gold nugget. I don't know what to tell you. So I don't have a lot of hope. Yes, it's a possibility that there could be some developmental blocks going in. Obviously we saw Denzel Boston on the sideline, hearing all those boos, and it panned to him and he was like, what the hell is going on? That's going to be a completely new experience for him. But the fact of the matter is that the Browns hate Deshaun Watson. I'm sorry, the Browns fans hate Deshaun Watson, and the Browns still decided to put that dude out there. So they're going to get what they're going to get. And I don't think winning football is going to fix it at this point. And I don't think we're going to get winning football.
So my next question is a little bit maybe turn the page from Watson and maybe a little bit of a happier topic. You brought up something that we haven't brought up yet, which deserves its own time, is Nick Chubb and a great career that he had and what he meant to the city of Cleveland. It wasn't a very long career. Terrible tackle kind of ended the career that should have been, I think, or could have been continue to go.
Sure.
So this question's for both of you. Do you think Nick Chubb has earned a Ring of Honor spot in Cleveland?
I'll let you go first.
Dang, you get time to think, and I got to go on the spot. I would say yes. Like Nick Chubb, it was not only his play on the field, but his attitude and how he approached things. I would like to see that. Yes, I mean, he even came out and still while he was injured, like smash. I don't know. You probably haven't been to a Browns game or haven't been to one in a long time, but they take this guitar and they smash it to get the crowd all hyped up before the game and throw all these things out. He came out and did that. And he's been an absolute, like, he is, I think, exactly what you want every player to be, right? He keeps his head down. He doesn't create problems, right? And he just worked his butt off and just, came to work every day, worked hard, played well. Like, he was amazing. So I think so. Ryan, what do you think?
Yeah, I absolutely do. I mean, when I think of Nick Chubb, I not just, talking about a great running back, I'm talking about the standard in Cleveland for a while. I'm talking about the guy who year after year showed up and played, a position that, the way that every single coach in the league would want their star to play like, and for me, that's exactly why he deserves to be in the Ring of Honor. Chubb gave this franchise something that we haven't had very often, a reliable reliable every down back. Every single Sunday I knew exactly, what I was going to get from him. No drama, no excuses, no disappearing acts, just a guy who lined up, lowers his shoulders, kept his mouth shut, nose to the ground, and just grinded, man. I mean, us destroying the Ravens in Baltimore a few years ago and him having that major run. I mean, there's so many incredible memories of Nick Chubb. I think he went, 3 for 128 and 2 touchdowns one time with Carlos Hyde. I mean, that's insane. This dude is a legend. And beyond, it wasn't just the numbers, I think his numbers were ridiculous. It's the way that he played. He carried himself. He represented the franchise in such a positive way, and with a lot of distractions around, that was a time, with Baker, with Odell, with Jarvis, it was a nice, refreshing, change of pace to have a guy who was so dependable and reliable and so good at his job. He absolutely deserves a spot in the Browns Ring of Honor. He should be a Hall of Famer, but that's a moot point at this time. So
okay. And I know, again, the draft is your expertise in the draft, and you're also obviously a big Browns fan. So we've kind of talked a little bit about picks in the rounds 1 through 3, more rounds 1 and 2. So the Browns had so many dang picks this year. Tell us, between Austin Barber, Parker Brailsford, Justin Jefferson, Joe Royer, Taylor Green, and Carson Ryan, like, who are you most excited about that the Browns drafted rounds 3 through 7? And, like, who do you think has a chance to really make an impact this year or overall in time?
Give me the names again.
So you got Austin Barber, Parker Brailsford, Justin Jefferson, linebacker out of Alabama, Joe Royer, tight end, Taylor Green, quarterback, and then Carson Ryan, tight end out of BYU.
I love Taylor Green. But I love Taylor Green. He was such a fun player. I don't know if he's necessarily going to be the future of the Cleveland Browns, but if I had to pick one player right now, he's currently injured. I really love Parker Brailsford coming out of Alabama. I'm talking about a guy who plays a position at a level of clarity and control that, you just don't see very often. He's incredibly intelligent. He is so smart out there too. He's not winning because he's necessarily the biggest guy on the field, but he's winning because he understands the job better than the guy lined up across from him. And I think that's what jumps out to me every time that I watched him, during this pre-draft process. He sees the picture before the ball is even snapped. for a 5th-round pick, the Browns were raving about this guy. They were, talks about him possibly being the starting center coming, right out of rookie training camp, which is a huge testament just to his ability, especially after signing Elgin Jenkins to a deal. I think his intelligence is off the charts. He diagnoses fronts instantly. He adjusts protections without hesitation, and he just keeps the interior just, organized in a way that makes everyone around him better, I think. I'm very excited about him. He was actually my top center coming out of the draft. I couldn't believe that we got him in the 5th round. I knew that he was probably going to be a later pick. My evaluations come off of just NFL projections, not necessarily hype or things like that. So he wasn't the prettiest pick. Man, I think they definitely got a gem in Parker Brailsford. So
nice. And probably a question that some people are going to hate me for asking, but I want to know your opinion. As we look, probably, as me and you have both said on this show, we're looking for a quarterback in 2027. Who are your top 5, 6, whatever quarterbacks in college this year that we should keep an eye on?
That's hard. That's so hard. I haven't even opened the book yet. I'm very enticed by Lenore Sellers. I know he's not the top guy right now. He has incredible attributes that he can't teach. I mean, his legs are amazing. Obviously Dante Moore, Arch Manning, those guys. Gosh, this is a hard question. I haven't done any prep on the 2027 draft yet. I probably should though, because it took me so long. I don't know.
Well, do you want me to? I pulled a clip.
CJ Carr, I really like as well. Go ahead though.
CJ Carr, this person had the Browns' top 2027 options. Okay. Arch Manning, Dante Moore, CJ Carr, Drake Lindsay out of Minnesota, Drew Mestmaker out of Oklahoma State, Lenore Sellers, you already mentioned. Then people that are already in the NFL, Mac Jones, Justin Fields, Kyler Murray, and Shedeur Sanders.
Oof. I'm going rookie for sure there.
Yeah.
But I just, it's so hard because like Arch Manning, the name is incredible, but we haven't necessarily seen him be the first overall pick or the top 5 pick yet. I'm not sure. He has amazing potential, but I need to see more. I need to see proof of concept. Can Dante Moore, control his offense? Can Lenore Sellers and Nick Hearn, do something with their new head coach and finally produce like what we expect? I'm not sure. I just have a ton of questions. I'm excited for college football in general. I'm just ready to watch and finally figure it out because that's the big question. That's who is the top guy? There's people saying that there could be 3 franchise quarterbacks. There could be 8 franchise quarterbacks, and that's an insane difference there. So, it's just I don't know.
Okay. A name that I'll give you that I think that's going to this time next year that's going to pop up from the quarterbacks. You know how we always get one, right? That's like,
sure.
We don't really watch him. I think that Drew Mestmaker, I can't say his last name, Oklahoma State, North Texas. I think he's a guy to watch. He's with his coach that he's been with for years with North Texas. That's a name to watch, I think. It's going to be the run and shoot offense. They run high-powered offense. They have gaudy stats. And it's an interesting one to watch for next year. But will he be good enough to be a first-round pick? I don't know. Ideal size, 6'3", 215, good size quarterback. But, it's an interesting question, and you guys are going to have to answer that. You guys are, as Cleveland fans, are going to have to answer that and get that right?
Yeah, right. And that's the $1 million question, man.
230 guaranteed $1 million question.
Yeah, right.
All right, Jason, do you want to give him your rapid fire trade?
Yeah, so we're gonna give you a couple more scenarios here. You have to either accept this or turn this down. So,
okay.
You heard the one before you came on, so we'll give that one directly to you. So you have to give up Shedeur, and you get in your second first round pick next year for Baker Mayfield. Plus, you have to extend him.
Is this trade happening today or at the end of the season?
Right now.
I don't make that trade, even though I really like Baker. I don't think that the second first necessarily is. First off, this is not realistic, obviously, but
thank you.
Let's just reverse time and just keep Baker, and then forget about all this, and we'd already have a couple Super Bowls. No, I'd probably not make that trade just because of today, but at the end of the season, maybe. It just depends where the Browns end up, and I don't know. It'd be nice not to have to go for quarterback, obviously, early in the draft and go for a different position. But is Baker enough to get us over the hill, or is there a college quarterback that maybe is the guy who's maybe a better franchise quarterback? I don't know. So no, I'm not making that deal right now.
All right, here's another one.
Okay.
So Watson's your starter as he is today.
Sure.
He gets you to the wild card round of the playoffs. you lose in the first round, or you start Shador and go 0-17 and get the first overall pick.
You're asking me this?
Yeah.
Give me Shador, baby, and let's do it. Give me Shador.
First
you know, I Watson is not going to give us any make us any better. First of all, we're never going to be in the wild card with Watson. I'm sorry. You know, I'll eat my short. I don't want to say that because if something will happen, I'll have to eat my shorts. I'll shut up. But nonetheless, I think it's highly unlikely, and I'd rather give Shador the chance for 17 games to prove himself and maybe fall short and actually find out what we have in these young guys to make a better decision in the draft. So,
all right, next, Mac Jones for a second round pick plus an extension with guaranteed money.
No.
He played well last year, man.
That's great. Yeah, I just the 49ers are weird last year. They had incredible stats with the receivers, but major injuries all over the board. I think last year was an anomaly, if I could talk. I'm not a huge fan of Mac Jones. I think that if we got him in free agency or with a later pick, but not for a second round pick for sure. So
Brian, you looked like you wanted that. You thought that was juicy, didn't you, Brian?
You got my attention, that's for sure. But I have, when I take the emotion out of it and I think about it, everybody looks good in Kyle Shanahan's offense. I don't know what it is about that man. And then they come to a team and play for Kevin Stefanski, and then they blow donkey.
So I know where Brian's going to sit on this one because he's a stan and he's not allowed to be a stan per se. But Drew Aller for a second round pick.
Hell no.
Brian is all in on this.
No.
Yeah,
no.
We can talk about that later.
No? Okay.
Good.
Looks like a lot of potential there. There could be
I'm
a lot
good.
of potential.
It's preseason, and I mean, the Steelers had to completely reteach him the quarterback position, and I don't think you can necessarily relearn the entire position in 3 months and be a competent NFL quarterback. We'll see. I could be wrong, but I'm good. I'd rather take Will Howard. I'm a Buckeyes fan.
All right, so this is the last one. I'm more than likely gonna mess this up while reading it because this is like a paragraph of chicken scratch. So you start Taylor Green, he goes 2-15, but you guarantee him he will be the starter next year, and you get the first overall pick. Or Shador Sanders takes you 5-12, and at the end of the season you cut every quarterback on the roster and start over.
Taylor Green, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. Give me the first overall pick. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. All right. That is
juicy. I like these.
This is thank you for being in the inaugural game of Would You Rather Browns quarterback edition. And by the looks of it, it doesn't seem like you're making a lot of moves or that we're making a lot of moves. So here, Joe Milton? You want Joe Milton or no?
No.
Third round pick. No?
Nope. Sam Howell, no. JJ McCarthy, I'd rather cut my foot off.
Same.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Okay. So we're sitting pat then. So that's all I have for you today. But I do appreciate you playing the very first
fun. Heck yeah.
round of that. I'll have more for you next time you're on.
Sweet.
Oh my gosh, Ryan! Thanks for all the laughs, man.
Absolutely,
Holy cow!
guys.
You were on fire today. By the way,
I'm just being real, man. I don't know.
I know. I love it. Do me a favor before we let you out of here. Tell everybody here where they can find you, how they can support you, all that good stuff.
Yeah. Follow me at Dynasty CLE on Twitter. Also check out my business. I'm a photographer. My wife and I in Cleveland. We've done hundreds of weddings in Cleveland. MonsterMomentsPhotography.com. I'm also on Thursdays live for the Voice of the Land podcast. It's a Cleveland-based sports podcast. And then right after that is the Commissioner's Couch podcast. It's a fantasy football podcast. Check out my work. I appreciate you guys having me on. And obviously follow Jason and Brian. These guys are awesome. They do a great job. And I'm grateful to be here. So.
Thanks, Ryan.
Awesome.
Don't eat your shorts, my man. Don't cut your foot off.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Sorry it's late. You guys got me a crazy time right now. So a little goofy.
Have a good night, man. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Later.
Yep.
Oh man, I love Ryan. He is so much knowledge in his brain. It's like awesome to spill out. And also, I got to give a shout out to Barry Shuck in the house. He says Austin Barber has found a home at guard. Taylor Green is a stud as a runner, but has accuracy issues. Joe Royer is MIA, which has opened the door for Carson Ryan. My goodness. I mean, here we are 55 minutes in. We have not talked about any team but the Browns. So I feel like we're doing a disservice to any Lions, Cowboys, or Bengals fans. Obviously, there's not a lot to talk about. We've already discussed. But, I mean, would you like to talk about any of those teams, or would you rather just dive right into our top 10 and just burn the house down?
So I will make one comment about the Bengals. The offensive line issue. I have a solution. I have a solution.
Okay.
His name's Taylor Decker. His name's Taylor Decker.
Ooh.
He's from Dayton, Ohio. He's a 12-year pro at left tackle for the Lions. He is a current free agent. He has got to be an upgrade at this age. He's been beat up his career, like totally like MASH unit guy at this point. Can probably barely walk without a cane on the off days, but the guy suits up and gives you A+ effort still. You could throw that guy at guard or right tackle, and he's going to be an instant upgrade of whatever they have. Because if Joe Burrow is running for his life, that is not a position you want him to be in. And that's my instant ready-made solution. I know maybe our Bengals guests would not agree with that, but I think local guy, he's more likely to take a contract with the Bengals because he's a local guy. I think it's just got to give him a camp tryout or something. He's got to be better than whatever they have. And they need some solution. It's not fixed. It was supposed to get fixed. And, I mean, we saw Chase possibly get a little dinged up today or yesterday, whenever that was. But you got to focus. You got to try something. That's my solution. We can move on. That's all the Bengals talk for this week.
No, we could also talk. In my opinion, I don't know how you feel, but I think Josh Johnson solidified his number 3 quarterback spot. I think, unfortunately, Sean Clifford played okay, but he didn't too. Like he's going to win the second spot. Oh yeah, you have some crazy theory. Go ahead.
No. He's to me, he's QB2. Do you want to know why he's QB2? He makes $5.5 million less than Joe Flacco. So you can save a little bit on the cap there, possibly invested in some Taylor Decker. He's the cheapest
linebacker,
or some. I mean, you're going to have 1,000 free agents on the streets in a week that weren't there today with these roster cut downs. So there's 1,000 guys going to be looking for contracts. There are probably 2 to 3 of that 1,000 that can help you as the Bengals organization today. Offensive line, linebacker, probably reserve and edge or reserve player somewhere on the team.
But if Joe Flacco is just like, let's say, 2 points higher on a scale of 1 to 100 than Josh Johnson as a team that's competing for a Super Bowl, if you need a guy to get you through 1-2 games in case Joe Burrow gets injured, like who cares about the money?
It's not but it's also like you're going to put Flacco behind that offensive line. Like that's not going to go well.
He did it last year.
Not well. He didn't play well with the Bengals.
You didn't watch close.
Did you watch the Bengals that closely?
Yeah, because we had Joe Flacco on our team. He couldn't complete a pass, and then all of a sudden he goes to the Bengals and throws for like 400 yards, 350 yards, and is throwing TDs left and right to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. So, yes,
that was helpful. I'm sure throwing to those guys is helpful. But,
of course it is. and we also had – the Browns also had the 32nd ranked offensive line. So, it was not a Joe Flacco problem. I'm just clearing that up.
But I think you're going to get very similar things from Josh Johnson and from Joe Flacco at this point of their career, 40 and 41 years old respectively. If you take that $5.5 million and actually invested in some guys, 3 or 4 guys that are going to be on the street here in a week, and I know there's a lot of league minimum that I get that, so like you don't need $5.5 million, but cap space is cap space, money is money, and I really do think Taylor Decker helps his team much more than third string, second string quarterback today.
Sure.
So
if Taylor comes out of retirement and
he's not retired.
I thought he was retired from the Lions.
I don't think he's retired. No, I think they cut him.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think Dallas would be a fit for him too at right tackle because apparently Terrence Steele, the right tackle, has just had a terrible camp. I think I saw a clip today where there was defensive rushing on a non-screenplay that looked like a screenplay. I'm like, oh, this is gonna go. This is great. Prescott is like running for his life. So, I think he could fit in Dallas as a right tackle too. I mean, I think there's market for him. If we don't see a picture of him tomorrow and he's lost like 150 pounds, like the Joe Thomas plan. So that's also a possibility that's
moving to the booth.
Yes. But yeah, so I think that is interesting from the Browns or the Bengals standpoint. They can make upgrades there.
I like it. What about Joe Milton? Is he the heir apparent to Dak? Do you think?
No.
Is he the Jordan Love in waiting? No. Damn.
I got to see it. I really have to see it. Preseason is preseason. I honestly like. He's played so well in preseason, which is shocker. I think they honestly expected this to go very poorly, which is why they signed Sam Howell to a $6 million 2-year deal. So he expected this to go poorly. They have a decision to make. I think they are in a position of complete strength with this move because they can trade either one of them and I think get a decent return for like a pick. I've literally read 4th round picks, which is to me sounds crazy, but that's where you start to get your compensatory picks anyway. So people are going to ship those off. But yeah, I would be okay either way. I would feel more comfortable with Howell for a couple games, but the upside of Milton is just like, God, I want it to be good because the guy's got a howitzer on his right shoulder. So I want it to happen, but I don't think he's the heir apparent by any means. He could be a fun backup quarterback, and you know how much I love those. So what do you think? Do you think he's the heir apparent? What was your feeling on that?
I mean, every time I watch him play, I'm just like, wow, I didn't how did this guy not get drafted higher? What I don't know. I don't know the answer. I mean, I saw Jordan Love get drafted and I'm like, well, that was a wasted pick. And now I'm like, egg on my face, Yeah. So, I mean, that's happened plenty of times. So my opinion, I think I would, like I said, Ryan obviously cleared it up. He's on Team Jay's son. He says, absolutely not. Don't want him on the Browns. I would take the lottery ticket. So
I don't want him on the Cowboys rosters. I don't think
sure.
QB2, I feel more comfortable with Howell. He has 18 starts. If I need to plug a guy in November for 2 weeks, like the Flacco experience that we just talked about, or experiment, I want Howell. I really do, because I know more what I'm getting. I just a level-headed, run the offense, because I still think Joe Milton's going to drop back there and say, I'm going to throw this ball literally through the defensive back into CeeDee Lamb's hands. And he might be right in some cases, but not all of them.
I was going to say it's a pretty good chance when you've got both Pickens and CD on the other side. So, and then our boy, what's his name? What's the third guy?
Flournoy.
Ryan Flournoy.
Ho-ho!
We're going to definitely talk to our guest next week about Ryan Flournoy. I know he's a big Ryan Flournoy fan.
Oh, as am I. Do you know what I think we should do now, Phyllis? I think we should bring the house down. I think we should give everybody the correct power ranking top 10 of NFL teams. What do you guys think? What do you think? We ready?
Absolutely.
Sir Purr, are you ready with the graphics?
Sir Purr, you get to pick who gets to go first. So we'll just wait and be surprised. He's got a lot of power. He's just he's been waiting, I think, to be able to put up a graphic. Oh, and we start with Jason.
Me. So these are what everyone will probably say are the wrong answers. I'm here to tell you they're the right answers. So here's my power rankings 1 to 10, as you can see on the screen. The Los Angeles Rams, I just think they've done too much and they have the right quarterback. And now you add the piece with Garrett on the defense. I cannot wait to watch them. I cannot wait to watch them play Seattle. I cannot wait to watch them play the Niners. That division is going to be so much fun to watch this year. Mm-hmm. I hope we get a lot of it, and I think we're probably going to get a lot of it. And so my number 2 team is Seattle, reigning Super Bowl champions. You are until you're not. So this is preseason power rankings. I didn't put you 1 because I do think the Rams were better than you probably last year as well. They just didn't finish it last year. And so I think Seattle's 2. Buffalo, again, I have this ever undying belief in Josh Allen. I like him. I think he's going to get it done. He's going to, he has to. The Bills, I feel bad for them, kind of. I mean, 3 of my Super Bowl champions as a Cowboys fan came at their expense, so it's not that bad, not feeling that bad for him. But Josh Allen,
you don't care.
I don't.
You don't care.
Whatever. I'm making
pandering to the Buffalo Bills fans.
The 2 we might have listening. Bills Mafia. Then I have the Broncos. And you know what? This is on me. I think I messed this up. I don't think they're number 4, but they're number 4 on the list. So let's go. It was a long day that day. We're going to skip ahead to Kansas City. Again, this is one of those preseason power rankings. They are there until they are not. They have to play their way. They have the cachet that they have to play their way out of this spot for me. If Mahomes is on, if Rashee Rice isn't driving 300 miles an hour and, doing whatever the hell he's doing, the defense is good. I like the defense. They're obviously replacing some of the defensive backfield. Kenneth Murray, I think, is an awesome addition to this team. So they're there until they're not. The Chargers, we talked before the show. This is kind of a dark horse Super Bowl team for a lot of people. They have a good coaching staff, even though Harbaugh, the head coach, is kind of a wing nut. I don't like him at all. We'll get into that in some show eventually, but I think they have possibly the right quarterback and the right mix to get this done. Can they fix the offensive line? The injuries on the O-line to get it there, we'll see. The Ravens, new coach, I don't know. I still believe in Lamar Jackson. I think Lamar Jackson's a really good quarterback, and I think Derrick Henry's, again, he's there until he's not, and so we get a benefit of the doubt. The Bears, I believe in them. I don't want to, as a Lions fan, I don't want to believe in them, but I believe in them. Right coaching staff. I think Caleb Williams is the right quarterback. JT Barrett's the quarterback coach. Who could not love JT Barrett? And I think they got the right mix. I think they have a good defense. I think they have the right offensive line mix. I think they're right. Cowboys, I think the Cowboys and Lions, my 2 teams here at the bottom. I think the Cowboys, I'm hating. I love it, but I hate it. Everyone is caught on the Cowboys train, and I am not happy about it. A lot of people are talking about how they look so good, how no one's talking about them, how there's no drama outside of the camp fights, how it's a different offseason. Dallas made good moves, and it's like, I need everyone to pump the brakes and fill it with hate, because usually that's when things happen. Good for our organization. So I think the Cowboys are there, and again, the Lions. I think the Lions can be good. Can the defense hold up? Is the depth there? Can they be healthy? I think this is the top 10. I think I would move the Broncos down. I still think they're a top 10 team. So maybe move them down to 8 and put everyone up a little bit, give or take. It's Bo Nix's ankle. Whatever it looks like on week 1 is kind of what we're going to get. So that is the correct power ranking to start the season.
Look at this, almost all chalk. 1 through 8, and then he just sneaks in his 2 teams at 9 and 10. Like, that is the most toe in the water I have ever seen. If you're going to go for it,
put the Bengals in there. You want to go out on a limb and put the Bengals who can't block a bloody nose? You want to put them in there?
You were just complaining about how the Lions are going to have a shit year. I don't know. I mean, maybe don't put them in the top 10 if you don't think they're going to be good.
Fine. Let's see the wrong answer. Put the wrong answer on the screen.
Sir Per, can you please? There we go. All right, so I'm not even super confident in this, but I feel like the top 5, they're all top 5, right? I mean, Seattle Seahawks, LA Rams, you already mentioned. Again, I'm saying with you, Buffalo Bills, dude, it is just a matter of time before Josh Allen gets them there. Maybe the change at head coach is what he needed. I don't know. Hopefully their defense is better. Who knows? Chicago Bears, I 100% agree with you. I think they're winning the NFC North, and I just have all the faith in Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, even though my former co-host hates him because he paints his nails. That doesn't bother me one bit. He's a damn good quarterback. The Chargers, you already mentioned it, but I also agree. I think with Mike McDaniel on this staff and the defense that they have stacked up, I think they are due. Like, they are due. I hate Jim Harbaugh, but they are so due to have like a healthy-ish year and just shut everybody up. Like, please. And it would also be great for a lot of my fantasy football teams because I've had a lot of faith in the Chargers for years. The Cowboys, I wasn't skittish on. I didn't just sneak them into the top 10. I put them at number 6. I don't care about all this oh, they're giving us too much attention or they're too positive on us. Get out of here. Enjoy it. Appreciate it. The defense hopefully won't suck this year. And, with all the moves that they made, hopefully they were the right moves. And hopefully they're in the mix come the end of the year. Okay? Ravens, I've been saying since we did our who we think is going to win the division, I still think the Ravens are going to win the division in the AFC North. Unfortunately, just too much momentum. I hate the Ravens, but it is what it is. I am not a Philadelphia Eagles hater. Their defense is still damn good. Which is exactly what you're going to hear on Christmas Day or any day that the Eagles play, by the way, by their own fans. Deshaun Watson, I hope you never play in Philadelphia.
Send him there. Send him to Philly.
He'll just cry because he'll probably get booed in the parking lot when he walks in. Houston Texans, the best defense in football last year. C.J. Stroud had a not great year last year. I am just waiting for this man to pick it back up. Like, again, same like with the Chargers. Like, he's got it in him. Like, it didn't just fall apart. And then Kansas City Chiefs, I'm with you. Like, I got to keep him in the top 10. It's more about, for me, is like, how is Kelsey going to look his final year? Is he going to still gobble up as many of the targets as he has? Is Mahomes going to be able to come back clean from the injury? How is he going to look? He's coming back super early, so that gives me a lot of pause. But we've already talked about on the show earlier this year, Justin Fields, we both think is going to be a great fill-in until that happens. So I think that the Chiefs are going to be in the mix as well. And then, you obviously you've got a couple that we left out. So ladies and gentlemen, listening in, please roast Jason for how terrible his rankings are. Tell me how great mine are, or the reverse if you think that I'm wrong. But, man, what a great show. I mean, we went a little over, but Jason, is there anything you'd like to say before we close out and get out of here?
I do. I actually have a no way for you.
Real quick, did you know that the Seahawks selling? I think that's been going on, hasn't it?
They've been trying to. Like, I don't know if did someone officially buy them? I know I tried, but I was missing a couple bucks. So
I could have given you a couple nickels. Skinner, do you know, did they officially sell? Or, I mean, I think we've both been aware that they were trying to sell the team, but haven't heard anything. Get
the stat boy on it, Sir Per. So I do have a no way or Jose for you. So
okay,
as some of you may have heard, the best news of the day happened. And, I want to send a shout out and, Dolly Parton, God rest her soul. But the big news of the day, the NFL has gotten rid of the Pro Bowl. The Pro Bowl games are gone. No longer do we have to subject ourselves to thinking we care or trying to care about these people, these Shador Sanders in the Pro Bowl in shorts playing like tap football and throwing balls at targets. I'm so glad it's over. So my no way or Jose to you, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Gonzalez, tight end Tony Gonzalez, and Bruce Matthews, one of the best offensive linemen who have ever played the game, share the title for the most Pro Bowls at 14. No way or Jose.
Oh, man. So I thought that Tony had the record to himself. But obviously, like me, just like everybody else, I don't follow offensive linemen all that closely. I'm going to go no way. I'm going to go it's just Gonzalez.
So the answer is no way. However, it's Tom Brady with 15.
Oh, God.
The answer is always Brady. The answer is always Brady, right?
Oh, my gosh. Maybe we could get him on for a segment. Good grief.
Yeah. Maybe can we get Bunchen on? I'd rather talk to her, if we're being honest. So, or his children.
Oh, my gosh.
Talk to Jack Brady or whoever. I'd like to talk to his children.
You wouldn't like to talk to Tom Brady while he's on his big old boat all by himself, just laying there, and people are recording him going by just all alone, all by myself.
Dude, he's so robotic. Like, he would be not fun at all. He would shove some inspiration down our throats. It's like, no, man, I'm asking you if you'd rather trade JJ McCarthy for like a bag of potatoes. Like, come on, like your family's starving. Do you trade the Super Bowl trophy or a bag of potatoes? Tom Brady, like he would not have any fun. Like he'd be no fun. So
no, whoa. Tom Brady hammered after the Tampa Bay Buccaneers won the Super Bowl and like falling off the boat.
Yeah,
that was like, probably a fun Tom Brady.
I don't think so. I think he's probably the worst drunk. Like, can we put it on the poll? Would you rather get drunk with Tom Brady or anybody else? Like, I'm picking the field. I'm picking the field.
Should we give options though? Okay, we'll put that up. We'll just do Tom Brady or anybody else. That sounds good. I wouldn't mind. So you think Tom puked over the side of the boat? Okay. Yeah, it must have been. It certainly wasn't Monkey, I'll tell you that. So Skinner, you were actually correct. Serper confirmed the Seahawks sale was official, announced by the NFL today. So more on that. We'll try and touch on that a little bit next week. Ladies and gentlemen, as usual, thanks for jumping in. Jay, you want to say anything before we close the show?
We're getting closer, everybody. Have a great week and stay safe out there and stay healthy. And can't wait to see you all here next week.
As usual, thank you very much. Please like, subscribe, follow. Obviously, we are part of the Network 216. We also are Rust Belt Rivalry. You can see that scrolling on the bottom there. We're on X, Twitter, whatever, Instagram, all the things, Facebook and YouTube. So please follow us, like, subscribe. Every little bit helps. We love you all. Thanks for listening. And we'll see you.